Hey, Pink. Welcome back.
Hello, my friend B. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself there, ma'am?
Can't complain. Busy, busy, busy. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you too. Who we got today?
Superfan Thursday.
Yeah.
Superfan Thursday? Who we got today? We're live, you guys. We're live on coming at you live from the PinkFanFur studio. We have a very special guest today. It's been a while since we've been live, but we are live tonight, bringing the heat, bringing the fun, bringing it all to you, superfan style. Where are my Bengals fans at? Any Bengals fans out there? Hello. We have one of your Bengals super fans in the house tonight. Special guest Corey Moreland, aka Bengal Warrior. Cannot wait to see him come up on the stage. We're excited to see him tonight, and we're going to talk about the draft, talk about his journey of being a super fan, and all those things in between. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I am PinkFanFur. I am a Carolina Panthers super fan. And in case you just didn't know, being a super fan is a thing. We made it into a thing years ago, and it is almost like a $56 billion business. So, but the best thing about being a super fan or fan of any team is that we have a lot of fun, we fellowship, and we love the game and we love our team. So, and then if you're really crazy like myself and other super fan friends, we dress up, we get dressed out, and we show out. Out. That's what we do, and we love it. So that is why we are focusing on Superfan Thursday. This channel was created by superfans for superfans. And that is what we're doing tonight. We're talking all things Superman as well. We're going to talk about the draft coming up. B, you've got, are you thinking about your team? We've got our producer on the ones and twos over here, B Strilla. What do you
Am I
think about
thinking
the
about
draft
my
tonight? What are
team?
you thinking about? What was that?
I'm not really thinking too much about it, to tell you the truth, because I never know which way the Lions are going to go in the draft half the time anyway. They do come some weird stuff on draft day, and
Yeah,
yeah. So I
we've
don't know.
we've got 1 week from today though.
Yeah.
What are the
Yeah. One
Lions
week
gonna
from today.
do?
Hopefully draft somebody that's going to make an improvement to the dead team that they have right now, because they didn't do very good in the offseason, in my opinion. They got rid of some key players that they should have kept, or at least try to keep.
Mhm.
But that is what it is. We'll see. And they finished at 9-8 last year. I'm not last in the NFC North. I'm not sure if that's going to change this year or not. Like I said, this is a wait and see team. Got to see what they do, because they've got a lot of players that replace other players that they got rid of, or they didn't resign, and they're lower caliber players. So
Lower caliber players.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you guys are gonna do. We don't know what we're going to
What are you
do.
doing, Jalen?
I know that we have a very well. I think we have our pick is a little higher, but a little lower. But we're going to be picking maybe around 11, 11:30, because the first round is
You
always
guys pick right
so
before us, I think.
intense.
I think you guys pick
Yeah, I
right
was
before
looking
us,
up
as a matter
at
of fact.
looking it up. It's like the first round is so intense and it takes forever to get to your team. Even if you're number 7 or 8, it still takes forever, because I think initially when the first draft comes up, it's 15 minutes between every pick, right? And it's on the
Mm-hmm.
clock. It seems like it takes forever for your team to come up, but yeah, and so it's gonna be pretty late when we pick. Where are my Carolina Panthers fans? What are you thinking out there in the comments? Who we got in the comments tonight? It's Thursday, Super Fan Thursday, with your girl Pink Fanfur and B Strilla on the ones and twos. Got a special guest coming at you live tonight, so stay tuned for that. So, how have you been doing in this off season?
I've just been keeping busy, keeping busy with the podcast, with the network, getting stuff out there. We've got couple of new. Well,
Disappeared.
we got a couple of new podcasts on here on our network now. We got a movie one, and then of course Sonia has changed her podcast from Prim and Proper to the legal one. So she does
Score.
yeah, the legal score. So she does little legal stuff too. So, and we still got Friday with the fellas with her, but yeah. So we got a little bit of changes. We're gonna get a couple more people on here as well. We got another guy that's he does all NFL. He'll be on here Saturdays, maybe Sundays, Saturdays, somewhere around that, doing the NFL when the NFL season comes on. All 32 teams, not just one team. So
Yeah, I know there's a lot going on. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube. Well, we would say Instagram, but you know how Instagram is. Sometimes you have to have a code to get on there. But for the most part, we're on Facebook, Instagram. I said Facebook and YouTube. Um, and I think according to what I was reading, it's almost like 25 or 30 shows a week, correct?
well, it depends on, we do re-airs too, so that counts. So they get like 5 shows a day for the week. That's about 25. If you count the Saturdays, yeah, it's about 25. If you count the Saturday and Sunday live shows, everything else is basically a re-air. And like I said, Sonia also does Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 4. So there you go. What up, Pink?
What up?
Felicia Fuller.
What up? Felicia Fuller, aka Soldier Girl, Carolina Superfan, Carolina Panther Superfan, Carolina Superfans United. What's up, girl? How you doing tonight? Thank you for jumping in the chat. We got a great guest for you tonight. I hope you stay tuned. Appreciate you. Who else we got over here in the chat? Let me see what we got going on.
Well, Jalen was in here for a minute. Jalen was in here for a minute, but she I don't know where she went. I hope she stayed. We just got Felicia.
She'll be back.
So hopefully we get some more Carolina Panther fans on here, as well as some Cincinnati fans, Bengal fans. Where you at? AFC. Let's hear you. And the cats on here.
And the NFC.
We got 3 of the 4 cats on here. We got the Lions, we got the Panthers, and we're going to have the Bengals on here.
You know what? And we all, she says, met you. Oh, yeah, you did, Soldier Girl. You did meet him in Detroit.
The Bengals fan? Yep. Mm-hmm. There you go.
She met him in Detroit at the Superfan. Happens. The Superfan Summit consists of technical issues. But yes, ma'am, you did meet him there, and I'm so glad that you tuned to see him tonight. I hope that you jump into the comments and ask him some hard questions. And guess what? I do think we do play the Bengals. The Bengals are coming to the Carolina in 2026. We don't know the date exactly. I know that they are one of our opponents, so we are looking forward to that game, and I'm hoping that Corey's going to say he's going to show up to that game because we're going to host him, and hopefully he and his family that comes will have a great time. It's interesting. I mean, I think we played Cincinnati like 2 years ago. I want to say in 24, and I think we did play in Cincinnati. However, I didn't have a chance to go to that game, but then I could be wrong. I actually think that was a home game. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I remember Corey was saying that he was coming into town, and I was like, I'm out of town, so I wasn't even able to attend that game. But either way,
the schedules come out in May. Schedules come out in May. The actual scheduled dates come out in May. The Lions go to Carolina to play you guys this year too, so that'll be nice.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. Are you going to come to Carolinas?
I'm gonna try.
Oh, cool.
I got a lot of things going on in the fall, and I'm gonna try to catch a Lions game. If it does, it's gonna be the Carolina game. But I got to see where the schedule lays at compared to what my schedule is right now. So if it aligns, then I'm coming. But
the cats and the cats. The
right.
cats and the cats, the Bengals and the Panthers, the Lions and the
Mm-hmm.
Panthers. We got the Carolinas are going to be full of claws. It's going to be claws versus paws or paws versus claws, whatever you want to say. But it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit.
Yes,
So
it is.
looking forward to the 2026 season. OMG. I mean, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how many of you out there are experiencing NFL football season withdrawal, but I know I am, and so excited for the draft next week though. Kind of give us a little reminder that football season is almost here.
Yep. Just about.
Got a few.
Yeah, I usually consider football season to be here once the draft starts. And then once the draft starts, they got to go into training camp and do all that good stuff. And then, we play the preseason games. Oh, look
Right.
at you.
I mean, I
From
know.
Turin, Italy. Well, hello there.
Hello from
Thank you for
Italy. We got
joining.
Italy in the house. Thank
Italy
you.
in the
Yeah, I
house.
was I uh, I think they had a little event this morning, which was a little surprise to everyone because we didn't really know that they made an announcement that they were going to be revamping, renewing, updating their current training facility. Well, the training facility used to be at Walker College in the past, and then last couple of years, they've had training in our on the which is next door to Bank of America Stadium, but that's just like a regular stadium. I mean, a regular field. But today they made the announcement with the, I guess, Atrium Health that they're going to be revamping, renovating, and I guess adding on to the practice field. So that I think it's going to be an indoor facility, outdoor facility, and they made a big deal out of it today with what I was reading. And I think that's exciting because that means that our team will get to stay home for training camp.
Yeah, to answer your question there, I have never been to Torino, but I've been to Livornia, I've been to Naples, and I've been to Pisa. And yep, those are the three cities I was in when I was in service in Italy. So yeah, I haven't been to Torino though. Is it nice in Torino? But yeah. Hopefully our guest is coming on here in a minute. Here, he's supposed to be on here. He's supposed to have been on here.
Well,
Yeah.
some people have technical issues, and then time is sometimes a factor. I'm wondering, are they on? They're not on Eastern time. I'm wondering, does he might be confused with the time. Let me check my messages.
Well, this show is about
So
the
we
super
got
fans of the NFL. If you ever watch the NFL has they always pan to these super fans that dress up in their team's colors and do all kinds of different stuff. You'll see them on the NFL shows and stuff like that. They really do a lot of things on the field and off the field, and this is the aim of the show, basically to really expose what goes on off the field, because we see your antics on the field, but we want to see what you do behind the scenes too, because that's personable. It's an underrated Italian city. Oh man, I may need to go there one day. 217. It's 217 in Italy. That's
zero.
is that
It's 0 dark 30.
so it's like 2 a.m. there? Wow.
Yeah, I think they're like 7 or 8 hours ahead of us.
Well, thank you for staying up and watching us at 2:17 in the morning. That's awesome.
Right. We appreciate you. Tell all your friends to wake up and get up because we're talking about Superfan Thursdays.
Yeah. So is our guy coming on here, or what's
that we have on the field? And a lot of times I didn't see anything in the messages. So I just checked my email messages. I didn't see anything that he wasn't going to make it. But I'll keep watching, see how it goes.
Yeah, he did confirm that he was going to be on there. Let's see. Yeah.
Let me see who else comments. Do we have any questions in the comments from anybody? We want to appreciate you, all the viewers that's tuning in
Uh,
for wherever you're
mm, mm,
tuning in from. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, we've been gone for a while. I've been
mhm.
super busy and I really miss coming on live. And I want to tell everybody who's out there viewing that I miss you guys and I want to keep doing this. So anybody who wants to come on the show, who's a super fan, who's not stage fright or anything, and just come on, talk about your journey. Tell us what you do
Oh,
on and off the field. We want to have you in.
now make sure that you go to bed. I know it's 2:17 over there. That's what I was trying to figure out why you were up. I appreciate you joining the show though, and get some sleep. We will see you next time, there, buddy.
Right. You can come back and rewatch it. I think
Oh yeah.
if our guest does come back on, we're gonna replay it at 2:30, which will probably be 12 hours away from your time. 2:30 or 3, but you can still go back and rewatch it. So, well, just thinking about the draft next week, I'm still very excited about the draft and seeing what we're gonna pick. Um, I don't even know what the Bengals pick is. I believe they're pick one, first round draft pick 10. That's one of the things we're going to talk
They
about
are.
as
Yep, they
well.
are 10th. Yeah, they are 10th.
Hmm.
And actually, that we
Let's
picked
see.
2 before you guys, which is weird.
We, so
Oh, that's
we're
because you're a wild card loser. That's why. Okay, that's why. All right, I get it.
so we have pick number 19 in the first round, and like I said, I think that's probably going to run a little late, being that they require that in the first round every team has 15 minutes while on the clock, and that 15 minutes drags, and then we've got round two 51. That's going to go late into the night. That's if
Mm-hmm.
they even finish round two on Thursday night. Round three would be
Well, they just do
83.
the first round. They just do the first round on. Oh, we might have the Bengals Warrior coming up on here. I just heard him pop in here. Yes, there he is. Let's bring him
Yeah.
on. What's going on?
Hello. My apologies, guys. Soccer
Let me
practice ran a little late today.
Oh,
our
you're good, buddy. You're good.
Superfan special guest tonight with the technical issues. Let me introduce to you our special guest, Corey. And he is a football fan. And I am not gonna hold this against you, man, but you love the Buckeyes, okay? All right then.
I do.
I
I love
mean,
my
you guys
Buckeyes.
have a lot of gifts. Uh, let me tell you a little bit about Corey. He's an avid fan. He's an avid fan of the Cincinnati Bengals since his early years in high. He grew up watching the Cincinnati Bengals games side by side with his well with his dad, and has a very good passion for just being born into the Cincinnati Bengals. And he said that he has never ever looked back since. He is a proud PSL owner and sits in section 158. And what was the name of your stadium again?
Paycor Stadium.
Big Warrior.
Yes. Nicor.
Paycor.
Paycor.
Paycor Stadium, section 158. That's where he says he sits. You guys go visit him over there, and you will find him bringing the energy all day, every game day. Like you said, be bringing the antics, bringing the energy, repping who he is, who they nation. Corey is a dynamic little league soccer for the 12U softball and middle school basketball. He is not, it's not just all about being football and being a super fan, guys. We talked about this earlier. It's what you do on the field and off the field, but in our case, in the sidelines. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and last and certainly not least, he is the force behind Bengal Foundation, the Bengal Warrior Foundation, established in 2026, turning his passion into purpose by giving back and making an impact in the community. Please welcome Corey Moreland, Bengal Warrior. Hooday!
Hooday.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Welcome. Good to see you, sir.
Yes, it's been a while since I last saw you.
Yeah, it's been a while. We met at the draft in 2024 in Detroit, home of the
Hmm.
Lions. We got B Strilla on the ones and twos, who's a Lions fan. So yeah, we met in Detroit at the Superfan Summit.
Yes, we did. We actually,
Yeah,
we met in 2023. I believe we met at the red carpet event for the inner circle process.
you're right. You are so right. I didn't even go back to look at those photos, and it seems like that was such a blur in 2023, but it was a unforgettable opportunity, and I do remember that. We were in the back, and I think we were in our section because we were like NFC South, but I know you were like
Right.
in the line next to us waiting to go backstage on the red
Yeah.
carpet. So good
Yes.
to meet
Fel- Felicia met you in Detroit as well. Uh, that's what she had put up there
Okay.
for
Hello.
me.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
you.
She's got a
Yeah.
little bit going
We
thing going
have
on there, but
connect-
she's all right. We getting it.
Oh, we are so glad to have you here. We're just gonna have a conversation about your super fan journey. How long, how has it been for you being a super fan or fan? And we're gonna eventually talk about a little bit foundation, what you do off the sidelines or off the field. But we don't have an off season as super fans or fans or whatever. We don't really have an off season. So being that the season ended in January, sometime early January, how have you been and how have you been like filling your space or your void without your Bengals football?
Um, I've been good. I've got to spend a little bit more time with the family. I'm not running around every week going to games and doing whatever. So that little bit of all season time, that first month, I make sure just to catch up on some family time. Make sure my daughters get to see me. I miss out on some things when I travel and do stuff for like that. So that first month, I stay home, do family stuff, and then it's back to the grind. This year was starting the foundation, you know, been working with the lawyers and everything to make sure all that is squared away and good to go. Um, and then prepping for this season, working that extra job to make sure they don't give us these things. So we got to work those extra jobs to make
Mm-hmm.
sure our money
Mm-hmm.
lines up so we can do all this stuff.
Right,
And,
right.
waiting for April 23rd for the first round pick, getting ready and hoping for a great season.
Well, from what I understand, the Bengals have first round draft pick number 10. How are you feeling about that? And I know that you're going to the draft too, so I'm interested to know what your, activity is going to include. How hype are you about that? But draft pick number 10, first round. Tell us about what your thoughts are.
Uh, in a crazy scenario, I would like to see them, and I don't think it'll happen, but I would like to see them trade number 10 and take a chance on a guy like a Dexter Lawrence who wants out of New York. Having a guy like Dexter Lawrence to come in and fill that middle, I think would be amazing. I think it would cost us a first round pick to get him, plus a little bit more. And I don't think I would be too terribly mad about that. If we draft number 10, Caleb Downs from Ohio State, maybe a little partial there, but dude's a hybrid safety. Dude's a beast. I've been reading a lot of professionals talk about him like they're one of the best safeties he's ever seen come out of college. So Ruben Bain from Miami, he's a defensive end. I'm going defensive side, so one of them top tier people. If we don't get a proven veteran like Dexter Lawrence, so
Yeah, that sounds about
Nerve
right for
wracking when you're
Cincinnati.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
got to get that defense up there to compete with that offense. That's for sure, because the offense is basically set. So unless you
I
get an
think
offensive lineman, that's the other thing.
I think they liked our line from last year, and for the first time in several years, we're going into the next season with the same offensive line. So that chemistry that they had towards the end of the season, I'm hoping that rolls over because they were pretty good. We scored 40 plus points. I want to say like 9 games, and we lost like 7 of those. you can't score 40 points and lose 7 games. So you definitely got to fix that defense.
The defense, yeah. I got you.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this earlier about the draft being 1 week away, and the time that they have in between when you're on the clock seems like forever, even though it's 15 minutes, and then you have 10. But then again, we were also talking about the fact that it's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. Is your team going to move up? Then trade. Are they going to move down? Like, it's one of those things where you're like, just hurry up and wait. And I know that you're excited about going to the draft. So tell us about that. And I know that you mentioned that. I mean, everybody knows, or if you don't know, it's really kind of expensive to go to the draft. I mean, it's actually very expensive to just travel alone, travel
Mhm.
about the United States to go to these away games. So how does that, you know, make you feel as far as like getting ready for the draft, preparing for the draft, saving for the draft? I heard you say that you're working extra hours. How does all that work as far as your travel and lodging go? Do you like sometimes people lodge with a lot of people? They might do an Airbnb or something like that just to save money. And then just tell everybody how do you navigate the draft as a super fan, because a lot of people don't really know what goes on there if they've never been with the super fan parties and all the other parties and all of the this and that, the get-togethers and stuff like that.
I mean, navigating it, navigating's the easy part. Once you get there, there's a million things to do. There's constantly something to do. Super fans are always having to get together somewhere. Like I know Friday we're having the Superfan Summit. Um, we're having different tailgates from all over the country come together. It's just a big party. It's an amazing time. You don't have to be a super fan to get there. You do have to purchase your ticket. If you're in Pittsburgh and you're looking for something to do Friday, look up Superfan Summit on Facebook, or I believe they're on Instagram as well. It's going to be an awesome time. It's family friendly. I know I take my daughter who's 7, so she was 5 the last time we went. So she goes, she
Yeah.
has a great time. Everybody is amazing. You meet amazing people from all over the country, and you get to learn like different tailgates, what people do. Like you get so used to what you do in your city, and then you get to experience all these different things all in one place. Like so it's an awesome time. And then you have the draft yourself, once 7 o'clock hits, the lights go down, the stage gets lit up. If you're so lucky to get the inner circle tickets, it's going to an experience that you will never forget. Um, so yeah, if you ever get the chance to get an inner circle ticket, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's so electrifying, and even if you don't get the inner circle, it's
Hmm.
one of those things that it's a crapshoot, and even if you have to purchase a ticket to go in there, that's expensive. I'm just going to put that out there. But if you get lucky enough to get selected by your team to
Hmm.
get in the inner circle, that would be an awesome opportunity. And like he said, very unforgettable. But other than that, outside of the inner circle is the crowd outside, and you may see it on TV. There's this huge crowd. I think in Detroit we had over 700,000 people in that
Oh my
one
gosh.
area, and
Hmm.
don't even try to get up to the front because we tried and it takes forever. You got to get there super duper early because the lights go down at 7. So if the lights go down at 7, then you need to be there at 12.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Lots of people get there super early. They camp out to get there. They want to be up front near the stage and all that kind
hmm
of stuff. But be that as it may, a lot of people go as groups, and wherever you're going to be in the crowd, it's just going to be an unforgettable feeling. So I'm glad that you shared your experience with that about the draft. That's why it's so fun. It's so fun, and a lot of people didn't realize this, that the NFL draft is free. Actually, guys,
hmm
it's free.
yeah.
Except
To
for the inner
go,
circle, like I was saying, that's VIP type stuff. But
yeah.
to get
You
into the draft, you have to just simply download the NFL One Pass app,
hmm
and I think you do have to kind of you do have to sign up for it. But then, other than that, it's free. So
Yeah, and it's a giant party. I mean, there's no other way to describe it.
that
Um,
everybody
it's
gets to. I think you're frozen. Oh, you're frozen a little bit.
Am I frozen?
Let's see. I was just checking the comments. Okay, nobody's in the comments, but so in one word, how would you describe your last season, 2025?
Disappointing. Um, as far as the football games, actually, like because we have Joe Burrow, who is a top. I'll go novice and say top 5 quarterback. I think he's top 3 quarterback in the NFL. We have Jamar Chase, who's a arguably number 1 best receiver in the NFL. We have T. Higgins, who is they call him a number 2, but he would be a top 2 number receiver. So we had all that offensive explosion, and we have Joe Burrow go down, which was a huge momentum killer. And then we signed Joe Flacco from the Browns. We trade for
Saw
Flacco,
that.
and he comes in and he's lighting up the offense as well with those guys. And our defense, we can't stop the run. We can't stop the pass. It was heartbreaking. Too many leads that we were blown late. So
Yeah.
Well, we've been
Well,
there. I mean, go ahead, B.
no, I mean, you guys you're on like I said, you just need defense really at this point. And once you get that defense up there, those 40-point games, you're going to be winning 7 out of 9 instead of losing 7 out of 9. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys, to me, Burrow is like, you're right. He's like top 2 in my opinion, quarterbacks in this league, and he's got the weapons around him. So I mean, there's really nothing to do but to go up. I think Cincinnati is going to have a very good team this year. It's going to be a competitive NFC North. I think every team in there is kind of improved just a tad bit. So we'll see. I mean, we're still looking at Baltimore. He lost a center, and that's a big thing in the NFL. You can't lose your all-pro center and think that you're going to be able to protect your quarterback the same way. But it is Lamar. But anyway, the point is,
when you have a guy like Lamar Jackson, I think you always have a shot. So that guy can do some unreal things with the football in his hands and in the air. So
we're getting there. We're getting there, Elena.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it moving. That's what we do. Whatever we do in the season and whatever we do on the off season, then we do in the incoming season.
And she froze.
Players, the team, as us keep it moving. We're gonna keep doing what we do. It was something I was gonna say. All the 2 cats, all the cats are gonna be in one place. The Cats are coming, the Lions are coming, and the Bengals are coming to Bank of America Stadium in 2026. We talked the schedule being released, going to be released in May. So it's interesting and exciting to know. I'll be interested and excited to know when we play the Cats versus the Cats.
right, yeah,
The paw, paws versus the claws, or the claws versus the paws.
yes.
Are you guys both coming into the city?
Go ahead, B.
But I like I said before, I think I may. It depends on my schedule and how they, because they haven't released the schedules yet. They won't do that until May. So I have a lot of traveling I'm doing between October and December. So I don't know where I'm gonna be able to fit in, depending on where the schedule's at. If it goes on one of the days, one of the weekends, I gotta go take a trip. I'm not coming. But if I can work it in there. If it works in there right, then I will go to Carolina. I think is Cincinnati going to the Carolina too, or are they coming to your house?
I believe we're going to Carolina.
Okay.
Pack your bags because you cats are coming in and losing, being dragged out.
Nah, it's going to be like the last time we were there, and we're going to sweep it under the rug. We're going to walk out with that W.
I wasn't at that game. I know you came to that one, but I wasn't at that one. And
You
I'm
were
kind of
not.
glad I missed that one. Yeah, I was actually out of town that weekend.
I know, because you were
Uh,
one of the first people I reached out to when I found out the schedule. I was like, I'm coming. You're
you
like,
were.
I'm not going to be there. And I'm like, oh, man.
I know, I know. I hate that I missed you guys. I missed you and your family, but this time I'm going to be there and we're going to host you guys. You're going to have a good time.
It sounds like a plan. I'll tell the wife to
Yeah,
pack her bags. We're ready.
There you go.
absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to have some fun. So let's talk a little bit about your nonprofit organization. We talked about, off the field, what we do is important as just as important as what we do on the field. You created your nonprofit in 2026, I'm sorry. Tell us a little bit more about what drove you and what was what was the thing that like inspired you to create your nonprofit organization? Because we know it's not all about football.
Right. So, I started a charity cornhole tournament. This will be my fourth year running it. And I started it for the neurofibromatosis. And what that is, it's a genetic disease that will allow tumors to develop on any optic nerve in a person's body. Um, Luckily, most of them are not cancerous, but they can be from time to time. And there's also some mental disabilities that come with it because of where the tumors are, and kids going through multiple surgeries and just having a little bit of a rough start. I mean, adults can get it too, don't get me wrong. Um, so I found this out. So I did 4 years ago. So my niece found out at 2 years old that she had it. And that was the first time I've ever heard of it. And when I asked around, nobody knew what it was. So once I kind of got, I call it a small little platform with the being a warrior, I decided to do something about it. So I started this charity cornhole tournament. Um, so for the past 3 years, we donated all the funds to the Neurofibromatosis Network, which does amazing research and development in the process. This year, Children's Hospital, Cincinnati's Children's Hospital reached out to us. They said they've seen what I've done in the past. They want to work together. So this year we've teamed up with Cincinnati Children's Hospital, and all of our funds will go to it will go in a separate account, and it will help families who have high travel costs that have to travel to Cincinnati Children's, high deductibles, high surgery costs. So we're going to give it back to the children that, with the families who struggle with doing this. So um, with that going in, my wife looked at me, she's like, Corey, we got to go legit. And I was like, I don't even know where to start. So I thought it was crazy. I love the idea. I love crazy. Um, but so we looked it up, we got into it, and we got the ball rolling. And as of 2 weeks ago, we got our EIN number and we are officially official. So,
Awesome.
Official.
That is great.
Congratulations. It's
thank
so
you.
amazing knowing that you are doing something in a community that you're inspired by and that you want to just change the lives of other people, and it's so inspiring when we all are involved in something like that. And so community service is extremely important, so we also thank you for your service in that respect as well, and congratulations, you're
Mhm.
officially a 501c3. How can anyone reach your organization or give back if needed?
Um, so right now I still got a couple of things I'm working out with that. You can reach out to me at One Big One Warrior on all social medias. Um, I have, like I said, it's still fairly new. I just got my EIN, so I'm still working on getting our official account set up and everything. So reach out to me on One Being a Warrior. I'm on all social media. I will gladly give you guys all the ways you can help out. If you're in Ohio on July 18th, sign up for the tournament. That's when it is, July 18th. And yeah, I'll have a link out here soon, and I'll share it with you guys, and hopefully you guys spread it out. We'll have our account set up. We'll have Venmo, Cash App, and all those things. So if you guys want to donate and help the cause, it will all go back to the Cincinnati Children to help them families.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Appreciate it. Of course. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So turn the page a little bit, going back to the season or any season. Well, if we're because I've never been to your stadium, and I know that for the most part, most of these away games are just as hype as the home games. So what is it like at your stadium in your arena? And how is it your day? What is your day? What does the day in the life look like for Dingle Warrior and his friends and family on game day?
Oh, it starts at
Oh, dark 30.
dark
The night
30 getting up.
before.
Yeah, the night before. First of all, I gotta get up and get all prettied up and everything. Make sure I get up. So, um, and then it's getting down to Cincinnati. And I talked to several fans. I've hosted a couple of different fans this year. I hosted a family of fans from Chicago, and they said this was the craziest tailgate experience they ever had. So I'll walk you around. I'll show you all the different tailgates. We're 5 minutes from the stadium at each one. So it's a party from 7 a.m. We got a place called Long Motel that's open 24 hours. We have guys who camp out the night before and are out there drinking at 11:30 the night before. So if you guys want to start drinking at 11:30, let me know. I know some people. Um, or if you guys just want to get out there and have a good time, they're camping out, they're sleeping in RVs at Longboard Hall. Other than that, everything else opens around 9 a.m., about 4 hours before kickoff. I think it's pretty normal around the league. But there are at least 10 to 15 tailgates within a 3-mile radius of each other. And it's a crazy time. They're all family friendly. Again, I take my daughter all the tailgates. If you guys ever come to Cincinnati, I'll show you a good time for sure.
Definitely got to make my way to Cincinnati, being that I didn't get to go. I've never been to Cincinnati, but yeah, I definitely want to come to an away game at your place in Cincinnati and see what you guys are working with. And I know that several of our fans went. When did we last come to Cincinnati? Actually, a few years ago.
A few years ago.
Okay. Well, it's probably time in a season or two that we'll have a game in your stadium. So yeah, I want to make sure that I try to get there. Me and my super fan friends. Um, so the Who
I'll
Day
make you an
mantra.
offer real quick.
Oh,
I'll make you an offer. When
all
Carolina's on
ears.
a bye week, and if we have a home game that week, you hit me up. I got an extra ticket for you with your name on it. You come to Cincinnati, you stay with me and the family. I got you. It doesn't have to be a Panthers game. Whenever you want it, you let me know.
Oh, thank you. So sweet. No, it doesn't have to
That's
be a
nice.
Panthers game. I'm all about football. I'm all about the fans and the fanmanship, the family. It's always so great
Mhm.
to have friends like you, Corey, and your family. So I appreciate that. I really do. And I will take you up on that. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Uh,
I wish I would have
but
known you
we got to
last
make
year, man, because I would came down there for the Lion Bengal game.
Uh,
That would have been
I,
nice, man.
I wish I could forget that game. Oh man.
Yeah, well, it was one of the only highlights that Detroit really kind of had last year. So,
No,
anyway,
again, win or lose, I mean, I'm sure all the fans will say that's about their stadium. It's electric. You're going to have a good time. All the people around me are amazingly awesome. We will talk smack, but it will be in a fan friendly way. We won't disrespect you. And you'll have a blast. So
we've talked about some teams that do that, but we're not going to talk about that tonight. Uh, let's talk a little bit about your mantra, Who Day. Who Day. It's very similar to Who Dat, but I mean, Who Day. Okay,
they copied that from
what's
us.
louder? What do you feel like? What's louder, the mantra or the last second or 2 second touchdown?
Oh man, I think. Ooh. So at the beginning of the game, we have what's called a ruler of the jungle. We have this throne like seat that sits way up top. And we have, I'll call them famous celebrities, past legends, past Bengals players that come up, and we'll do the Hootie chant. So um, primetime games, the whiteout games, if you like, it's electric. The lights are off, it's the fire's going, it gets pretty loud. But I will say the loudest I've ever heard that stadium was when we snapped our curse of the playoff drought. Uh, what year was that? We went to
Wasn't that the year
the
you went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that was the year we
20.
went to the Super Bowl 2023, 2022.
21, I think. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
2022 was the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I got it around here. It's back in that area. So I got it all over the place. But when Jermaine Pratt intercepted that ball, I mean, it. They didn't have a decimal counter up. I think we would have broke it. You know, there was fans crying. You know, people who,
Mm.
the older fans who've been watching this route live all the year. Like, it was the most electric scene that I've ever seen there. So.
And that is why it is so important to just embrace and just live in that moment because it's so electric. I can imagine. I'm just trying to imagine what you're talking about just listening to you. Um, I wish we had more night games. I can't wait to see this year if we're going to have more night games or more primetime games, being that we were the NFC South champions. Maybe we'll get some primetime games or some night games. What do you think?
Yeah, you guys got a pretty tough schedule coming up, I believe. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
number
don't know.
one schedule.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I definitely see an opportunity for you guys to get some primetime games. So there's just something electric about when the lights are off and then the stadium lights up. And I've been to away stadiums. I seen primetime games in Pittsburgh. Playoff games in Tennessee when and there's just an extra feeling at night, and I can't describe it. It's you guys got to experience it if you get a chance. So
Yeah, I do. I do love the night games better. Do you guys have a fan fest too, like we do? I think most teams do.
um no, that's the one thing I know that we have a lot of tailgates. We don't really have like a fan fest. We do have a little something, but it's not as big as some of these other places I've been. So we do have a little something, but most of ours are surrounded by our tailgates. So
Well, I was just wondering because I thought that most of the teams in the NFL had one. It's one of the biggest things that kicks off the season, and it usually happens before the Hall of Fame game. And speaking of the Hall of Fame game, Panthers are in the Hall of Fame game. Just to throw that out there, we're going to be playing who? Forgot who we're playing. The Tennessee Titans. That should be a night. That should be a
No,
night game.
Arizona Cardinals
Arizona
are playing.
Cardinals.
okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, yeah, that'd be a night game. I mean, it's a Hall of Fame game, but it'll be a night game at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
won't be
yeah. I hope it's
in Carolina. It'll be in
Right, yeah, it won't be in
Canton,
Carolina.
but
It'll be in Canton.
yeah.
Canton, and I'm scheduled to go to Canton. I don't know. We'll see how that goes because, like I said, it gets awfully expensive to go to these games. And so, that being said, so when you guys, when let's just say this, both of you guys, because you guys are coming into the lair, you coming to our lair. So Panthers versus the Lions, Panthers versus I mean, the Bengals. What do you say? Friendly rival or future classic?
Well, I would think of it like, well, Carolina and the Lions are in the same conference, so and there's a little bit of things going on just because of we're in the same conference. And usually these games are back and forth anyway. Sometimes last time I think the Lions won pretty handily. The time before that I think you guys won pretty handily. So it goes back and forth. I can't speak for Bengal Warrior, but I know for it's an AFC NFC thing, so it's kind of different. competitive wise. I mean, well, facing off against each other, it's probably because it really doesn't. I mean, if you look at it in the long and the short of the situation, it's a game that's on your schedule. But if it's a game that's counting against something that's crucial, it's an AFC game. So if they lose, or if the Bengals win, or the Carolina Panthers win, it wouldn't make a difference really too much in a sense. Just be another tally of a win or a loss. So, I mean, but I know for Carolina and Detroit fans, yeah, that makes a difference because it could be the number one seed in the NFC, playoff positioning and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that conference record, at the end of the season really comes into play there. So I would agree with I would agree with that statement. Like a conference game will definitely make it more of a rival. I'd say we started a rival with the Kansas City Chiefs a couple of years ago. Back-to-back AFC Championship games. We won one, they won one. We went to their house and beat them. They came to our house and beat us. So. It's definitely easier to have a rival in your conference because I won't say that they count just a little bit more. There's a little bit more to those games. So I would agree with BA on that statement.
Okay. All right. I tend to agree on that too, seeing that the divisions make the difference in everything. And as we close out, I want to talk a little bit more about the fan base. I know you talked about earlier, Bengal Warrior, that you were disappointed at your team, how it ended and all that. How important do you think that the fan base is for the team, the city, the community, the state, the nation?
I believe, I hear players talk about it all the time. When you come into the jungle, there's an atmosphere. I hear former players, current players talk about the fans, what they bring. Our coach Zach Taylor talks about a day in a day out weekly in his press conference. Man, our fans were electric today. Our fans really brought that home energy. So I would say we're pretty important. I would say all home fans are pretty important. But when you come into the jungle, just know we're coming to make sure you guys get a false start and you guys can't hear. So.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be loud and proud. It's going to be super loud. It's going to be like the 12th man or what?
It's hard to compete with the 12th man. Those guys up there they're special, but it's going to be loud. We're not going to let you go away, and you're going to have to do some silent counts and everything like that. So we're going to make it loud for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Should I bring my my little cushiony earplugs too?
Yeah, definitely bring those. Because when the scoreboard's lit up on one side for the Cincinnati Bengals, you're probably not going to want to hear all the cheering that's going on. So you might want to bring your earplugs to help you out a little bit.
As we talk about the fanism and the fanaticism, a lot of people don't really understand it if they don't understand the culture. But there's a lot of people that I know and that I've met in the previous years who always ask a lot of questions about it and how we do this and how we do that. Like for me, how long does it take to do the makeup and hair? And what would you say to people who would want to become, let's say become, but it's kind of like it has to be in you. What would you say to any fans who would like to try to represent their teams in the best way they could and become the best version of themselves via persona / superfan?
I would tell them to be yourself. When I got started, I went to a gentleman named Tony the Tiger, and I was like, "Hey, I got this idea. It's been in me since a young age. I want to do something. Like, I see what you're doing, but I was kind of like taken back. Like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I'm scared of what people think." And he was like, "Just be yourself. If you want to do this, you're going to do this for the right reasons." So, people ask me all the time, what kind of perks do the Cincinnati Bengals give you? Honestly, they don't give me any perks. I don't work for them. I'm not affiliated with them. I do this for the love of that team that I have. So if you're going to do it for the right reasons. And let your inner fandom out. So that's what I would tell somebody.
Awesome, outstanding. That's a really really good answer, and not there's no right or wrong when it comes to that, but that is probably one of the best responses that I've heard. Holding these shows and talking about it, and that's usually the number one answer, the number one response, and that's so authentic, and we love that. That being said, we have about 1 minute. Do you have any questions of us before we close, Bengal Warrior?
Oh, um, no, unfortunately, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to decompress from
Okay.
coaching mode over here. I ran home. I was like, I got to do this show tonight. So,
Well, I do got a question for you, Ben Warrior.
okay.
Looking at this season coming up, and I know we haven't done a draft yet, so it'd be kind of hard to kind of get a final feel of how your roster is going to look for the next coming up season. But what do you think that your record will be next year, or how competitive you think you're going to be in your division?
I think we're going to be quite competitive in our division. We are the one team in our division that retained their head coach. Every other team in our division got a new head coach. I'm not sure if Pittsburgh even has a quarterback. I know they had Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if they're going to roll with him still. So I think that might be a downfall going in early. And if we can get off to the hot start, I can see us winning the division.
Yeah, there's a lot of coaching differences in that division right now. And Aaron Rodgers keeps holding Pittsburgh at bay about when he's going to come back, which I don't ever get Pittsburgh doing. If the dude doesn't make a decision by the time, just tell him, you know what, kick rock somewhere. We'll just roll with the quarterbacks that we got. I don't understand that. That misaligns your whole offense when that kind of stuff happens. Yeah,
I couldn't imagine waiting on a guy. And you got the draft in a week, and if you got a decent pick, you can get a decent quarterback there, and you're holding out hope that this guy may or may not return to your team. So, I mean, the guy's a future Hall of Famer, but at some point you got to move on to the future.
Exactly. And it also affects the way you draft too. Because if you have that Hall of Fame quarterback in your presence, then you can draft a different way. But if you got, they might start Howard. They could start Howard out, Will Howard out. And Will Howard.
I do.
If they start, they got to give him protection, more protection than he's got right now. Right. So you would want to draft an offensive lineman in the early rounds. So, and if you got a stable quarterback back there in Aaron Rodgers, then you might want to go maybe another offensive weapon or a defensive weapon. It depends. But Cincinnati, I think they're going to be I got to see what Baltimore does a little bit, but because you said it before, Lamar Jackson is the A factor in that whole situation. But I think that you'll be competing for the division lead in there, if not for the crown itself. I believe you're a playoff team this year too, even before the draft. Because of the stuff that you got there already. So.
And we made a couple of decent moves on the defensive side already, and so we're definitely making the right, taking the right steps.
Yep, most definitely.
Yes, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our time is going to come to an end. Corey Moreland, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We would love to have you back. You're always welcome here. We wish you nothing but the best in 2026. Guys and girls, he's going to be live and proud, live and loud at the NFL Draft 2026, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You need to be there. Meet this guy. He's a great person. We appreciate you so much. Do us a favor and stay backstage just a few minutes, and then we will have a little talk with you. All right. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Bengal Warrior. Peace out.
Thank you.
And just remember, he's on all social media platforms at One Bengal Warrior. Just remember that. So hit him up. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.